AgWeek Weather is sponsored by Bremer Bank. Connect with a banker today at bremer.com.
Are these warmer days here to stay? Here's John with our AgriWeather outlook.
We enter the middle part of May now with a relatively tranquil weather pattern, particularly with regard to temperature. It's looking fairly May, not a lot of particularly cold air coming down, not a lot of particularly warm air, at least no real hot air building into most of the United States. There will be some rain systems around, but overall the stormy weather that we've had earlier this spring is beginning to show some signs of settling just a little bit. So the lighter precipitation with more even temperatures I think will be, for the most part, fairly favorable regarding most of the Great Plains, Midwest agricultural scene, finishing up spring planting and field work, giving those crops a chance to get rolling without too much super heat right away. Starting off the forecast with some fairly warm weather, but not really extraordinary. The only real temperatures approaching 90 are down along the coast and in Texas and in the Mojave Desert, where that kind of thing is fairly typical this time of year. There will be a weather system that will bring some rain-cooled air into the northern plains and southern Canada midweek, but it's mostly just that rain-cooled air. I doubt there will be much, if any, frost with this. It's not going to be that cold of an air mass, just some cooler days with some clouds around. Not saying there won't be a scattered frost somewhere, but it does not look like anything widespread. And we'll continue to see most of the central part of the Midwest somewhere between mild and pleasantly warm. We'll keep the hot weather down south, and I really don't see any excessive hot weather showing up in this forecast period. The coldest weather in the North American continent, with the exception of the high Arctic, will be the areas around Hudson Bay, which is classic, and of course the higher elevations of the mountains. Just not a lot of incredibly cold air to look at right now. The southwest definitely heating up. That's going to be pushed southward, be shunted southward as a little troughing starts to appear somewhere along the second week of the forecast period. That'll be along the west coast. Some ridging in the middle, but I just don't see this turning into a hot weather pattern. A lot of this will be weather in the 70s, maybe a stray temp up around 80, but it just doesn't seem like we're going to see anything particularly hot setting up. Precipitation. This week, we're starting off with some showers around the first part of the week in the northern plains. I see maybe a couple of weather systems over the central corn belt this week, producing showers and thunder showers. Not a lot of excessive rain, it doesn't look like. A little area of mountain snow, mostly in the Canadian Rockies, and the southwest and the west coast looking fairly dry. Now, in the second week, we do shift to some troughing in the southwestern part of the country, but this time of year, it's hard to get rain out there. Fairly widespread showers and thunderstorms, southern plains, central Midwest, and eastern part of the country, but it doesn't look like a lot of this will be excessive rainfall.